What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 240, and we start today's episode off with a game against Crystal Palace here in the Capital One Cup quarter-final. So, as you can see by the team, 11 changes as per usual. Whenever we have a Capital One Cup game, it's pretty much a completely new team out there because, we won the Capital One Cup last year. And, we were really pleased with that and everything. It was actually our first trophy as Arsenal manager, but it's still not something I'm really going to be too bothered about if we do end up getting knocked out of the competition by any team at any stage. But still, we do take on Crystal Palace, and the first chance of the game would actually fall to the away side here in the 9th minute, as they go down the left-hand side and cross the ball in towards Dwight Gale. It's not really dealt with, and Boateng wins the ball, and then De Silva Flora makes the challenge and then loses the ball. Boateng gets it back and shoots, but the shot is off target and goes behind for a goal kick. So a great chance for Palace to take the lead there, and another great chance in the 24th minute as Dwight Gale goes down the right hand side. Really good opportunities. He cuts inside and shoots, but Chris Ince has to make the save, and Kagan Holland almost puts the ball into his own goal, but Ince has to clear the ball away. So still Arsenal 0, Palace 0, with the first couple of chances coming to Palace. However, in the 36th minute here, we have a great chance on the counter attack as Palace give the ball away, and we give it to Danny Welbeck. Welbeck holds it up and finds Serge Gnabry. Gnabry then picks out Vargas through the middle, fake shots around his man, shoots and scores as well, and Eduardo Vargas makes it Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 0. And I can't remember the last time that I played Vargas from the start of a game and he never scored a goal for us, because as I mentioned every single time, Vargas is such a great forward. Whenever he plays, he always seems to score, and he continues that record here. Fake shots around the defender and shoots, and it's a brilliant finish by Vargas as well. With the outside of the right boot, he just seems to curl it into the bottom corner. No chance for the goalkeeper, and it is Arsenal 1 at Crystal Palace 0. So Palace had the brightest start, but we have the opening goal of the game courtesy of Eduardo Vargas there, and it is Arsenal 1 Crystal Palace 0. From the kickoff here, Palace try and get themselves forward with Innis on the ball. He plays it through towards Ayala. Ayala then plays that wide towards Wakaso. Wakaso then plays it backwards towards Innis. Palace on the ball, regaining possession pretty nicely here. They were passing the ball around really nicely in the opening first half. As you can see in the top left, 90% pass accuracy as things stood. Boateng then finds Martin Kelly, then back to Ayala. Really good passing by Palace, just couldn't get the ball off them. Eventually it comes to Dwight Gale, who plays the ball inside towards O'Keefe. Back to Gale, and Gale's shot ends up finding the bottom corner, and it's Arsenal 1, Palace 1. And directly from kickoff, they get themselves back on level terms, and it was such a frustrating goal because I just could not get the ball off them. I was chasing them down, I was putting them under pressure, but their passes were just so accurate, and that really is AI on legendary stuff. You just can't get the ball off them when they pass the ball around like that. So Arsenal 1, Palace 1. It is Dwight Gale with the goal, and sadly for us, we are back on level terms just a couple of minutes after taking the lead in this game. So a really frustrating goal to concede there, because I just didn't really know how to defend against their accurate passes, and it was a really nicely worked goal. I'm not going to take anything away from it, but it was still frustrating for me knowing I couldn't get the ball off them. But still, Arsenal 1, Palace 1. But directly from kickoff ourselves, we also tried to score a goal, but as Welbeck gets tackled by Boateng here, Palace regain possession. I was thinking, oh god, not again. We won't get the ball off them again until they score again. But Rani Unlu wins the ball back for us here, sprints through the centre and back heels it towards Danny Welbeck. Welbeck then plays it inside towards our goal scorer Vargas. Vargas gets tackled when it comes to Lassie. Lassie shoots, Wayne Hennessy seems to spill it, and Vargas turns in the rebound and makes it Arsenal 2, Palace 1. So 3 goals scored in just a couple of minutes, and we are back in front in this game. So Vargas grabs the goal there, he's second of the game, and I think Wayne Hennessy really should have done a better job there. The Welsh goalkeeper turns it, he doesn't turn it behind like he should have done. He just puts the ball straight into the path of Vargas. And I don't even think the ball was going in when it was shot by Lassie. I think it was going wide, but even so, pretty poor goalkeeping nonetheless, and Vargas turns in the rebound, gets his second of the game, and makes it Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 1. So 2-1 up in this game, and in the 45th minute, De Silva Flora is on the ball and plays it through towards Eduardo Vargas, who goes down the left-hand side, takes on the former Liverpool fullback Martin Kelly, keeps on going, he's not going to catch him up here. Vargas looking to get his hat-trick, goes for goal, but Hennessy makes the save, and the former Wolves goalkeeper he used to play for makes the save there, and keeps it at 2-1. So still Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 1, and in the 46th minute here, Sterling's on the ball for us again down the left-hand side, takes it round Martin Kelly, and the former Liverpool right-back was not having a good game as things stood. He played the ball inside towards Vargas, who gets his hat-trick, and Eduardo Vargas makes it Arsenal 3, Crystal Palace 1. So Vargas with another goal for us there. It's his hat-trick in the game, and we are surely on course for the victory now, because there's no doubt in my mind that Palace could get themselves back in this game. They were playing pretty well, but after we got ourselves the second goal through Vargas, the momentum just completely shifted. We looked like such a better team, such a stronger team at the back, and also when going forward. And then in the 63rd minute, we had a great chance to make it 4-1 here. Lazzarini wins the ball back and finds Rani Unlu. Unlu finds Mediman Siao off the bench. He plays it back inside towards Unlu. Unlu finds Odibajo. Back to Danny Welbeck. Really nice build up here from left to right. He picks out Serge Gnabry, and Gnabry finds the back of the net and makes it Arsenal 4, Crystal Palace 1. So Gnabry with a goal, the German right midfielder, makes it 4-1 in this game, and I can certainly say now for sure that we are going through to the Capital One Cup semi-final. So good finish by Serge Gnabry there. Obviously he doesn't play too many games for us nowadays, but he's still a really reliable player. Whenever he does play, he usually does pretty well. There is a possibility he'll be sold in a January transfer window, as he does want to leave the club. He doesn't get too much game time, and we're still trying to play Martial as well. So yeah, he probably might leave in January, but even so, whenever he does play, he puts in solid performances, and there's a good goal there for him to make it 4-1. Palace then went relatively close there in the 68th minute, but the shot went over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 4-1, and in the 72nd minute here, Illaramendi wins the ball back, drills in a cross, picks out Odubajo, and Odubajo on his return from injury makes it Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 1. So Odubajo there, Jermaine Defoe's regen, getting the goal, making it 5-1 to Arsenal. We now have a 4-goal cushion in this game. Lovely cross in, and Odubajo there just dives onto the ball. He seems to sort of like, the animation wasn't really a clean one, if you know what I mean, but he did seem to get to the ball first ahead of Hennessy, and that's why he was able to put it in the back of the net. So 5-1 to Arsenal, and one of the final chances would fall here in the 85th minute. As the game was coming to its close, I was basically just passing the ball around and trying to regain possession. Didn't really need to go and score more goals as we were leading by 4, but Palace were just sitting off. They were playing damage limitation really. Didn't really want to see us score more goals. They were perfectly happy with me having the ball as long as I didn't score with it, but I almost did here. Odubajo coming through down the left hand side, cutting inside and shooting, but sadly I put the ball just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So Odubajo almost getting his second goal, but it was still 5-1. And the final chance would fall in stoppage time here as we crossfield the ball towards Jordan Proctor, our right back. He takes a couple of touches and crossfields it back towards Lazzarini as we spread the play from left to right, back to right to left. Martial then finds Odubajo, the pair player 1-2 here. Ribery's regen goes down the left hand side, beats Martin Kelly with a fake shot, keeps hold of the ball, goes through and shoots from a tight angle, and ends up squeezing the ball in and makes it Arsenal 6, Crystal Palace 1. So 6-1 in this game. It's Martial who came off the bench to get to our 6th goal, and you know, I said a minute ago I want to give this guy game time. He is Ribery's regen. He's obviously got the potential. Hasn't yet developed whilst being at the club in any rating, which is kind of annoying. But even so, whenever he does play, he does pretty well. He's already got a couple of goals. There's another one there, and he made it Arsenal 6, Palace 1. It was how the game would finish as well. So we're through to the Capital One Cup semi-finals. Delighted with that. You know, we dispatched Liverpool pretty easily. We dispatched of Chelsea relatively easy as well. Now we dispatched Palace really easily too, and we're into the semi-final, so whoever we face there over 2 legs, they could be in for one hell of a beating, but we'll have to wait and see. Still following out, we had to use monthly reporters. We've now into December. Obviously only one player in our academy called Scott McLeod who does look pretty good, and also Serge Gnabry, who did score in that game against Palace, says that he does want to be well, he said he wanted to get a spell away on loan in the January transfer window, which I'm actually not against doing. That wouldn't be a bad idea, to loan him out and just possibly recall him if we ever had an injury crisis. So I might, you know, actually look into the possibility of doing that, because we don't exactly need him. He does play you know, games every now and then. He does do quite well for us. We don't exactly need him, so that might be a pretty decent deal. You know, keep him fresh, keep him happy, and then if we ever need to, recall him. But we'll have to wait and see. Still, here's a look at the squad report. You can see how the players are currently doing. Healthy attribute changes for a lot of players. Lots and lots of players looking really, really good right now. And of course, going into the January transfer window, that will most likely be the final transfer window of the series, if of course we do end the series after this season, as we have been planning to do so for a while. You know, I'm looking at the squad now and I'm thinking, do we need to sign any more players? You know, we will have a little bit of money, or presumably a little bit of money, going into January, as we have of course already qualified for the Champions League knockout stages. So we're guaranteed a few million for that. Do we want to sign any more players and possibly sell one from the squad? Well, to be honest, I don't really feel the need to. I'm happy with what we got right now. And as you can see, league table, we're in 2nd place, 1 point behind Everton, who have 32 points. And, you know, they've made a fantastic start to the season out of nowhere, really. Capital One Cup, we've been drawn against West Bromwich Albion in the semi-final. So looking forward to that 2-legged affair against one of our former clubs. And in the Champions League, as you can see, 5 games in, we have guaranteed a place in the knockout stages due to the head-to-head ruling. We've got a better one than Ajax. And, of course, we could top it depending on what happens in the final group stage game. But still, we take on Cardiff City for the second and final game of today's episode here, as the Welsh side travel to take us on at the Emirates Stadium. As you can see by the team, back to the first 11. You know, we played Crystal Palace Palace a minute ago, we scored 6 goals against them, and none of those players would be starting in this game. That's just how it is. I mentioned before, even if they do really, really well in those cup games, they are most likely not going to get a place in the team when we return to the Premier League game. So a completely new side out there, as you can see, and looking at Cardiff sides as well, they have actually lost Matt Darley, who had been at their club for a while, but their team isn't that bad. So I was coming into this game thinking maybe they could spring us a surprise here. Last season, or the season before actually, we drew 2-2. No, it was last season actually. We drew 2-2 here against Palace. They scored a last-minute equaliser, so I thought maybe we could have another difficult game here. But the first chance fell in the 8th minute did come to us. Rodrigo Lazari went down the right-hand side and took it around his man, played it inside towards Cech, and he was denied his first Arsenal goal by a good save by Alex McCarthy. However, it fell in the air towards the path of Mbai Niang, and Niang wins the header, puts it past McCarthy, and makes it Arsenal 1, Cardiff 0. So just 9 minutes into this game, we already take the lead. It is Mbai Niang with the goal. Cech is yet to score his first goal for the club, and that's probably a good thing, so I'm still pronouncing his name wrong, probably. But even so, he almost scored there. McCarthy made the save, but Mbai Niang was on hand to turn in the rebound and make it 1-0 to Arsenal with the header. And it wasn't actually the best of headers. It was actually back towards where McCarthy was located after his dive, but he couldn't get to the header, and it is 1-0 to Arsenal. So we take the lead through. Who else but Mbai Niang? And in the 24th minute here, well, right from kickoff, really, we were passing the ball around and trying to retain possession. I do try and play as much possession football with Arsenal as possible, but it's kind of hard sometimes because I'd like to play a fast counter-attacking style of football with the teams I manage usually, just because I think it's more effective. But I am trying to pass the ball around a bit more, try and score more team goals. And after a lovely period of passing here, Callum Chambers goes down the right-hand side, puts his man on the floor, plays it inside towards Lazari, and he's denied by a really good save by McCarthy. So it would have been a lovely goal there, but it was still 1-0. But in the 45th minute, some real sad news, and Mbai Niang gets taken down, and despite getting up straight away, somehow, he does get himself an injury, and although he would stay on the pitch until the 65 minute mark, the injury is one that does last for longer than just the game, and I'm really hopeful that he's not got a serious injury. We'll find out in the next episode the extent of his injury and how long he'll be out on the sidelines for, but hopefully that's not a really bad injury for Niang, and despite the fact he would stay on the pitch for a bit longer, I'm really hopeful that's not going to be a serious injury and he won't be out for too long. But still in the 55th minute here, Savanier finds Lazari, and after some nice passing, Lazari does find Niang, who plays it through towards Mesut Ozil, and we do score a pretty nice team goal there. Lovely passing build up, Niang plays it through, and the German attacking midfielder does make it Arsenal 2, Cardiff 0. So lovely passing build up there, played the ball forward towards Ozil, and Ozil finishes the move off and makes it Arsenal 2, Cardiff 0. And it was how the game would finish as well, a 2-0 result. To be honest, we could have done more in that game, but for the most part, I just passed the ball around, tried to regain possession, score team goals, did score one, which was the second one, but even so, the most important thing was just getting the win, not going all guns blazing, trying to score more goals, just making sure we got the 3 points. A clean sheet was a bonus as well, and that's exactly what happened. But that is going to be the episode, guys, so as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.